Scott, thanks for joining us. The mammoth journey awaits. We're off to Barrow at the weekend. What are your thoughts heading
We've
into
got
that
to set
one?
off in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously another game tough because of the proximity of the journey and where it is, and so yeah, just kind of that side of it's hard. But it is what it is, and we won't make any excuses. We'll go up there. We're going to train on the way up there en route, prep the team, and look forward to taking them on. And positive, obviously, with Ronan Darcy coming in. So he'll be added to the squad. So yeah, another positive, and we've trained well this week, and looking forward to the game.
Yeah, grueling journey. It's good to have obviously had a clear week heading into the game. What has the sort of training standard been like?
Good, yeah, good. I think clear to see there's an improvement in the squad. Definitely, I think we saw that on Saturday. I think we were really present in that game, and potentially could have got something from the game had we have been given fairer assessments from the referee and fairer kind of decisions that didn't go our way. Maybe we come away with something, but it is what it is at the moment, and we crack on to the next one.
Yeah, by our standards that we set in the first week, only one signing this week's fairly quiet, but obviously another member of the band's return, Ronan Darcy, as you said, the opportunity came about, and it's one that we couldn't really turn down, could we?
No, definitely not. I think Ronan got called back to Wigan from Chesterfield. He had a good time at Chesterfield, scored a few goals, and watched quite a bit of their games. Obviously, with them, when you're watching a lot of League Two, you watch a lot of them games, and I thought he was really good for them. But for some reason, he got called back, and we found it inviting for us to see if we could get him. I kind of thought, look, I didn't think we would, but I thought let's try. Sometimes you shoot for the stars and you miss, but we actually got it spot on this time. So we were pleased to get him in. Obviously, when I spoke to him, he wanted to come back and play here. He loved his time here. He feels that was probably his best football that he's played in a short career so far, and he couldn't wait to get back here, especially after the signings we'd made. He felt that he wanted to come back and play with his mates as well, so delighted to get him in. He trained well today, looked sharp, so yeah, really pleased we got him over the line.
Yeah, and obviously I'm not saying he's guaranteed to start, but obviously with the Lolo suspension, it's good because he's another player that can play in that position.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a live wire, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the Clyde Lola's going to be missing for 3 games now, albeit we did appeal. We was told to appeal by Mike Jones, the kind of head of the referees. He thought it was soft, and he felt that we should appeal. So we did, and unfortunately the appeal was unsuccessful. So that was frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just a mammoth journey, obviously, for the players, for the fans as well, the ones that are brave enough to make the journey up there, full credit to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a long, long way, isn't it? So yeah, we'll show our appreciation, hopefully with a good performance and 3 points.
With Ronan coming back, that's 11 now. Have you got your eye on any more incomings in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, we have. We still think that there's maybe one more to come in. That could happen quite quickly, and then probably from there, the only business that we need to do then is probably to offload a little bit, and yeah, think about kind of trimming the squad, as it were. We've signed obviously players that are going to play, and then we've got to look at what does it look like the other end. So yeah, that's probably the business we've got to do next.
And Max Hansen came off the bench against Notts on Saturday after he had a pretty good start to the season. How good was it to see him back? And is it
great.
A healthy competition now after Louis Copley's good debut on Saturday as well?
Yeah, definitely. It's great to have Max back. Max was fantastic for us, wasn't he? Start of the season especially. I thought he was brilliant, and obviously got his injury and then we missed him. But like you say, Louis Copley come in and was fantastic as well and played really well. So yeah, competition in them positions really, really good now, but that's what I want.
And you mentioned obviously the long trip to Barrow, and then it's Walsall just after that. How frustrating is that scheduling, especially just after the busy Christmas period as well?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Bring it on. Bring it on. We're we're hopeful that we get 3 points at Barrow, and then we're hopeful that we go to Walsall and get 3 points. Bring it on.
And finally, sorry, Josh Flint. He's not missed a minute so far this season. In a disappointing season so far, how valuable has it been to have him so reliable?
Yeah, definitely. He's a very good player, first and foremost. He's a winner. He's a leader. He's actually one of our most attacking players, believe it or not. He steps forward, he makes attacks happen. He runs off the ball. When the ball's the other side of the pitch, he makes them really aggressive forward runs. And he causes a lot of problems for the opposition. Of course, he's a good defender at the other end as well. But, yeah, he's been brilliant for us, and I think he's going to be key to what we do moving forward now.
Just going back to Crawley, did they give a reason why your appeal was unsuccessful?
No, they didn't. They had a panel of 3, which was Clark Carlisle, Udo Unware, and I'm not sure of the third person. Independent panel, and come back with no, unsuccessful. So I didn't kind of get any feedback. Whether they sent it to the club, but I've not read it. But no, but like I say, Mike Jones felt it was soft, aggressive at best, no brutality, no violence in there. It was just 2 players coming together, and higher up the pyramid, referees would just say, "Get on with it, you two." But unfortunately, at the level we're at, they don't.
Fair enough. And you mentioned Louis Copley. He's one of, I think, 7 loanees you've got now. Obviously, you can only name 5 in a matchday squad. How hard a situation is that to manage, or is it not?
Yeah, it's not ideal, when you're looking at the squad and you can only take 5 of them loanees on a trip, or pick 5, in a matchday squad. But it is what it is. It means that I've got a variety of players that I can pick from, and that's just what it is at the moment. But I must say that the players we've got on loan have done well for us. So, they add to what we do moving forward.
Yeah, and last week I spoke to Raf Khalili for the first time. He's quite a character, isn't he? Very positive. But one interesting point he made to me was after the promotion-winning season, that summer transfer window, he said the club made a mistake. He wouldn't, if he was in charge, he wouldn't have broken up that team like it was. How do you reflect back on that period, and how much do you wish Raf Khalili was in charge back then as well?
If Raf was in charge back then, we would still be in League One, without a shadow of a doubt. Going back to what you first said, positive, incredibly positive, brilliant person, hard-working, enthusiastic, all these things, which has made him a successful businessman, supportive, great guy, great person, and yeah, I'm convinced had he have been in charge back then, we would have definitely been where we are. Definitely been in League One still, for sure. And this club's only going to go in one direction, without a doubt. It's only going to go in one direction. We've just got to try and knit as many results together as quickly as we can now to get away from that drop zone and finish the season relatively comfortable, and then really look forward to a good season next season, because I'm sure with what I've seen so far that this is going to go. This is really going to go, and I'm really excited for the future of the club. We got plenty wrong in the summer, but I feel that the takeover was kind of like in the middle of it, so it wasn't smooth. Nothing was smooth. We didn't have a real process in place on the recruitment. We've gone from using heavy data to not using any data, to now we're trying to include data because we have to. It's the way the game is. I think it's important we do. So all of a sudden we've got Erdem in, and there's more of a process now. It's more smooth. There's a process to how we work. There's a process to how Erdem brings players to my table, and then we kind of tick them off and look at them and understand what it looks like. And I think the fact that we've had such a big window now means that we probably don't have to do so much work in the summer. Of course, we still need to add. We know that. But yeah, Raf's a brilliant chairman, and I can only be thankful and grateful for him to be my boss.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.